Is this a different week? I mean, do you feel different?
It's always different because there's more of a buzz with our fans. I think that's what makes it different. You know, everybody in the state. Maybe not done talking about Scott Frost quite yet, but maybe by Saturday at 1:28, we'll focus on basketball for a little bit. But usually it's the one time a year that the whole state kind of rallies around a game of basketball, and it's a fun game.
Ty-Shon said that the older guys said, "Hey, we don't lose to these guys. This is a team we don't lose. Won 6 in a row." What's been the key to this streak that you guys had over on?
We've had good players. We've had pretty good teams. My guess is we were probably favored in all but one of the games. We went in there the year we weren't very good and had a couple guys, Ricky Krecklow and Avery Dingman knocked down a bunch of threes, and we were able to steal one there. But, other than that, we were probably expected to win. So, this is a different team for us, a different team for Coach Miles and his group. They're much better, and obviously they're coming off a really, really good win against a very good Minnesota team.
Last year it was you guys had golfed together as two staffs, and you got to give him a little guff over it. Anything riding on this year? Or anything?
No, we beat him so bad on the golf course, he never even called to reschedule this year. So I'm not sure why that is. But he's back on Twitter now, I see, so I'm happy to see that he's back engaged in social media because that had to be killing him last year. He needs to get on and read about himself. He likes that stuff.
Hey, what's it like in Ty-Shon's role to learn how to be a point guard as a true freshman? It's not really his natural spot.
He's played the point guard before, probably up till he was 15 or 16 years old, and we saw him play it some in AAU when Dotson, the kid that's going to Kansas, was out. He was forced into that role, and he did some good things, but he kind of got threw into that situation in an emergency role because of Caleb's injuries during the practice. The first 30 practices, we needed another guy to run the point, and we slid him over there, and he did a really good job, and the rest is history. He's continued to progress, sees things pretty well, and he's very confident in his game and his ability to make plays, and he's improving in the other areas, typical freshman areas, defensively, attention to detail, things that maybe freshmen struggle with. He's getting a little bit better every game.
Do you drop things back a little bit when he comes in, given that doing for a true freshman is probably hard to figure out where you're supposed to be, let alone 5 guys at the same time? Is there a different, set when he's in there? Like, does he think he has a good grasp on what he's supposed to do?
Not if he wants to play a lot, there isn't. I mean, he's got to figure it out if he wants to be out there. And there's plenty of time in the day outside of study time to get in and learn everything you need to learn and go over things on film. And to his credit, he's one of the first guys in the office the day after a game wanting to watch film and wanting to critique himself and learn and move forward. So, you can tell that he's getting better, and it's not happening by accident. It's happening because he's spending the time at it.
Not that the guys needed something to grab their attention, but the fact that Nebraska beat Minnesota the other night, and you guys obviously saw Minnesota before the season, does that help you guys to say, hey, these guys, you can't take these guys?
Well, we've never taken them lightly, nor will we ever, because Tim's a heck of a basketball coach and always has been. So I think maybe this one got their attention a little bit more just because we're familiar with Minnesota. We know how good they are. And Nebraska did a great job of taking away some of their strengths and, battled them on the backboards and got to the free throw line, all the things you have to do to be successful. So, there's a lot we learned as a coaching staff from that game, and certainly we're going to share with the guys the next 2 days.
In a rivalry, a lot of times, when you're looking at it from afar, it feels like the team that's had the most success, the other team's the one that's usually got that edge or the hunger just sort of to reset the wrongs, I guess, or to right the wrongs. But you guys have brought an edge every time you've played this team. What is that generated from? Why do you think your guys have been able to sort of kind of find the right balance between not getting too high but then still playing hard?
Well, we have 18,000 fans that come to our home games, plus at least that many that watch around the country every game. And if we're going to just win one game a year and lose the rest, this is the one we need to win. And right. I think our guys and our staff certainly understands that. To the true blue Creighton fans and Creighton basketball fans, they don't want to lose to Nebraska. And I've been part of Iowa State, North Dakota State, so I get it. I understand it. This is an important game for our fan base. And at the water coolers the next morning, pouring a cup of coffee, who has bragging rights. So, it's important to a lot of people that support us. So obviously, it has to be important to us.
2 more. Across the board, if you use a blind resume or team adjusted, you wouldn't find any differences in the production obviously there are differences to each other's game. What do you see as those differences? What is maybe Martine a little better at, a little worse at, I guess?
Well, I think Martine's attention to detail is better. Now, obviously, it should be. It's his third year in the program, and he's been around. He's a little bit older. Justin was 19 at the time. Martine's, who knows how old he is, 22, 23,
Toby said
24,
27.
28. I mean, I'm not sure anybody's ever seen a birth certificate, but he's been around a while, and he's mature. He's doing a lot of good things, slipping to the basket and putting pressure on the defense that way, shooting the basketball well enough that you have to respect that, giving us a lot of energy defensively. The one thing that he can't replicate that Justin did is that length at the rim. For every shot that Justin blocked, he changed a couple more, and that's the weakness in our defense right now, and there's really nothing we can do to remedy that problem. We have to try to keep him from getting to that point. But Justin was able to erase a lot of mistakes with his length and athletic ability last year, and we just don't have that person on the roster right now that can do that.
What does Martine do to impact the game in ball screens defensively? Maybe when he's switching onto a point guard for a second or onto Taz's man for a second, when he has to kind of get one of those mismatches that an offensive coach looks for, stay in front of him.
Well, the most important thing when you're defending a ball screen is early communication and loud communication, so that your teammate is on the same page as you are in terms of what the coverage is. And Martine has gotten so much better at that part of the game. And then he sits down and he moves his feet and he's able to defend it without fouling. And his ability to stay on the floor and stay out of foul trouble has been pretty good for us, and it's going to need to continue to be good. But he's worked on every facet of the game. He understood in the summertime with Justin leaving that there was going to be an opportunity. Maybe not exactly the position he's played all of his life, but the position that we were going to need him to play, at least for the short term. And to his credit, he's done an unbelievable job.
Is it a different week knowing that it's Nebraska week?
No, we're just gonna come out here and play the same way that we usually been playing. Come out with the same enthusiasm, activity, and everything we've been doing with any other team that we've been playing with. Obviously, Nebraska is a good team, and they beat Minnesota yesterday. But we're just gonna come out here and show our fans what we can do. Come out here, we played a lot of intense.
Touch on they beat Minnesota. You guys played Minnesota in the scrimmage, so you know sort of how good that team is. How much does that jump out on to you, catch your attention that they were able to take those guys down?
It really caught on a lot. Obviously, they beat Minnesota at their place, so they probably had a lot of big things coming at them. They probably came out with a lot of hype and take the mindset saying we can definitely beat this team and everything. But we just got to come out here and just play our way. Come out here and just have. It starts today in practice. Make sure that we go out there and know what we need to do, know what we have to sit there and play, so we can come out here and get ready for Saturday.
Ty-Shon, the crowd on Saturday might be the biggest you've seen since your time here at Creighton. What do you expect of the atmosphere on Saturday?
I'm expecting it to be very loud. That's what I'm looking forward to, is seeing a lot of blue, especially we're going to be wearing white, but I want to see a lot of blue, a lot of fans here. Make sure it's very loud. No matter if we go up a 10-2 run, I still want it to be loud. No matter if they go up a 5-2 run or anything above that, I still want it to be loud and make sure they behind our backs no matter what.
How's the point guard responsibilities treating you?
It's been big. I mean, obviously, point guard is not really my biggest role. But they really showed me what all do I need to do to get better and better at the point guard stage. And I've been watching over some of the films of what I need to do to bring it back to here today on practice, and also bring it here to the game on Saturday.
What's play recognition like for you as far as getting a good handle on the sets and the playbook, and not only knowing where you're supposed to be as a true freshman, which is usually the hardest part, but knowing where the guys around you are supposed to be as well?
I mean, it shows a lot. Obviously, I got to look back after the play sometimes because they might switch up the positions or what I need to do, the 1 or the 2. But I also need to go back and study off where I need to be at, where other players need to be at, what are they doing wrong and what are they doing right as well. So that's a big role for me.
What happens when you're in a game and you find yourself forgetting where you're supposed to be? What do you do?
Really, it happened to me probably about twice now. So we really I sometimes just try to go up, catch the ball again, and just run the play over again. If not, then we'll just go straight into our thing.
You ever find yourself just I better get to the room real quick?
Yeah.
I don't want to do next.
Yeah, because if I don't know what I do, it's either I got to drive, set my feet, kick it out, or drive or get a bucket. That's it.
Anything else?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's
I think they know. They know coming into it, definitely. So yeah, we definitely brought it up after the game a couple days ago. So they're aware of it, and they want to win as bad as we do, for sure.
Yeah, Toby, why does this team sort of still have you guys have the history of the rivalry, and the sort of human nature perspective would say, well, Nebraska should be the team with all the edge and sort of like that intensity driving them this week, but you guys seem to have it too. What's the source of that for you?
I mean, you gotta look back at everyone before us. I mean, you go back to the traditions. Obviously, this has been a big game from the beginning. I mean, I couldn't tell you when they started the whole rivalry, but ever since I've been recruited, or whatever, 8 years ago, it's been big back then. It's gonna be big in 10 years from now. So it'll always have that big game mentality, and you got coaches like D-Rock and Mac who definitely get into this week, so that definitely helps out.
You can tell it's different?
Yeah, you can definitely tell that it's Nebraska week. There's a little bit more of an edge. I don't know if you were here earlier, but D-Rock is already a little bit fired up. But it's a D-Rock week, but it's okay. That's what gets us going. It's our coaches. They get us going, and it's definitely easy for us to be like, okay, good shot, but it's our coaches that get the wheels turning.
What big sense of pride would it be to finish your career without having lost to those guys down the street?
Man, that'd be huge for me personally, but it's not only huge for me, it's huge for the team. I mean, this could be a big win for us. Nebraska has shown that they can compete with a lot of teams with beating Minnesota, so this could be a big win and can help us out in March, and that's necessarily the goal, the end goal. So whatever helps us get there is definitely worth it in my book.
What did you count the all-time series is tied at 25-25?
Yeah, yep. 7-game win streak, 7 or 8? 7. 6? 6. Yeah, I knew that. I think I saw something after the last game. Obviously, I was a little hyped after the last game, so definitely saw a bunch of.
So to leave your Creighton career as going up one in the all-time series.
I didn't think about that, but that definitely brings a little new edge to it for sure. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, to go up, what'd you say, 26? Or is it
26, 25.
that'd be big time. So yeah, that's definitely something to put up for a little motivation. I might have to bring that one up to Mac.
You tell the younger guys anything about maybe not getting too hyped and that it is just a basketball game?
We try to. So we had an off day yesterday, so we try to take that off day. It's a long season. Obviously, it's not as long as the NBA season, but we definitely need our off days. So I definitely took my day just because my ankles and my feet are starting to kill me a little bit. But I took my off day. I haven't seen many guys until before this clear bag thing that we did before. So it'll definitely, when we're in film, it'll be a whole different mentality of telling everyone that it's still just another game, and you got to treat it like every other game.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Obviously, the ankle sprain was not something we hoped for or thought would happen, but it happened. It's over, and I'm back on the floor. I'm playing well. The team's playing well, so it's all I can wish for.
2 more for Toby.
Look at what Martin has done so far. Obviously that was a question mark at that position, losing Justin and everything, but if you look at his production and Justin's production last year, it's almost identical in every category. What are the differences or similarities to those two guys?
Martin has done a great job at filling Justin's role, and you can ask him that, and he'll be all humble about it, which is awesome. And Martin has the ability within him, and it's awesome that it's finally starting to peak, and it's finally awesome that everyone in the CenturyLink's able to see it. Everyone in the nation's able to see it now, because there were spurts when he was a freshman, sophomore, whatever. I mean, he's 27 years old now or whatever. So we've seen spurts of that maturity and that play. So we've seen it. We know he has it in there, and the fact that he can bring it every game right now is definitely what's helping the win-loss column.
Last question, anyone?
Thanks,
All right, thanks.